Hello. How are you today? You good? I hope so. Um, Zoe here, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about hormones as a transgender woman. Um, so I came out as transgender back in 2019, the beginning of 2019, and the plan was to give it about a year-ish of living, I guess, presenting as a woman the way I feel like I always should have been, before hopefully getting on the NHS and getting some hormones. However, I've been living with the thoughts and the feelings for so many years, and that's why it kind of all blew up when I came out originally. And I thought, I can't really wait for the NHS to sort themselves out. So I decided about 4 months in, I think, to look into private care with the gender dysphoria stuff. And I looked into a couple of different places. I ended up going with a gender GP in the end. I had a lot of conversations with different practitioners on the phone, and they obviously did my initial diagnosis and stuff. I had to have blood tests, which I had to sort through my GP, which was a bit awkward at first and very nerve-wracking, but that went okay, I suppose. And then I think it was about July of 2019, I started having estrogen hormones. And it was a bit weird because obviously being full of testosterone for so long makes you feel a particular way, and estrogen opens up so much more emotionally within you. I am so incredibly emotional these days, and the early days were no exception. Let me tell you, within a few days or a week, whatever it was, of being on estrogen, I was in a shop, and I can sometimes be a little bit indecisive, but that particular day, I couldn't choose a sandwich. And so I had to leave the sandwich section, and I went a couple of hours away and I cried because I couldn't choose a sandwich. And I'm in public, crying my eyes out over a sandwich. And that's not the last time I've cried over something that would almost seem trivial, but it was such an awakening for me. And also, I laughed about it afterwards and stuff, but it was definitely a good experience, I'd say. I don't think I was embarrassed. I think just having that much emotion that I could let out in that way, rather than getting depressed or angry or grumpy or all of those grey kind of feelings that I had before, I could just let out. And yeah, it was different, but it was so welcome, so welcome. I have days now where I just feel like I need to cry. I just need to cry. So I will put on a movie that I know will get me going, or a TV show, or something like that, because otherwise I get really depressed. And I think your emotions and your feelings, you shouldn't lock away. You should talk about them. You should let them out in a healthy way. And I think, personally, for me, having a good cry really sorts me out. Comment if you relate, I suppose. But yeah, I was on estrogen quite early, 6 months, I suppose, after coming out. Had to pay for it, which was a bit of a pain, but managed to sort out a shared care agreement with my GP and the private clinic, which meant that the private clinic would manage like the overall levels of stuff, and the GP would administer any blood tests, or like they finalise the prescriptions and things, so that I could get those, which saved me a heck of a lot of money. So that was really good. So if you are in this kind of process and you are in the UK, look at shared care, especially in Wales, because you get your prescriptions for free in Wales. It will save you a lot of money. And eventually I got on testosterone blockers, which they hurt. They hurt a little bit. It's like a big giant needle in my butt cheek first, and then in my stomach. And I'm glad I don't have to have those anymore. You know why. But managing my hormones over the years has been really complicated. So depending on how much testosterone I have in my body, has affected my moods. So they have to kind of counterbalance each other in a way. And then when the testosterone blockers go in, your testosterone level comes down. And if the estrogen doesn't counteract that, if you haven't got enough hormone essentially within your body, it can really affect your mood in a really bad way. Like I had a period a few times where I've been really depressed, with no explanation. Like everything's been alright enough in my life, but my mood has just been low, like real low. And I was like, oh, I don't know what's going on. So I would contact different people like within the medical community, and I'd be like, right, can I get a blood test to check my hormone levels? And I think this is an important thing for everyone who has hormone fluctuations. Get blood tests and check your hormone levels. You might have a deficiency. You might have an excess in a particular hormone that could be really affecting your mood. But that's what it was. My estrogen level was too low. My testosterone level was virtually non-existent, and it meant that I didn't have enough to create the positive endorphins within me and stuff. So I had a boost of estrogen, and within a matter of days, I was just feeling better already. And it's mad. It's mad how the hormones can have such an effect on your mood. Obviously, taking estrogen makes a bunch of changes in your body physically. I can talk about those in more depth maybe in another video, because this one's getting on a bit now. But the feminizing aspects of it are really good. There's a lot of things that it won't change. But I think I will talk about that more in depth in another video. Getting on hormones was one of the best decisions of my life, and being more in touch with my emotions is just so good, so amazing, and I'm so grateful for estrogen in my body, because I'm not an idiot anymore. I mean, I wasn't totally an idiot, but like, I couldn't express my emotions in the right way. Now I can talk about them, I can cry about them, I can, I can empathize a heck of a lot more with people, and I just feel like so much more of the person that I should have been. Hormones, they've got a lot to answer for. Love you. Bye.